Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make this as short as possible. Within this piece of content, I'm going to explain and showcase to you the 3 main takeaways that I've derived and learned after sending 1,000 emails per day for the past couple of weeks. With that being said, I'm going to start off with actually showing you results. That way you can actually have a reason as to why you should listen to me. And if you're listening to this, my apologies. I think you should go to YouTube to actually check this out. With that being said, this is the software that I use. I'm assuming you're aware of the software already, which is called Instantly.ai. So as you can see, from July 1st to July 6th, we sent about 6,000 emails. So that's about 1,000 emails per day at a 50% open up rate, okay, generating basically a 3% response rate. And this was, it's converted into dollars, basically means we generate about 34 opportunities, which is equivalent to $165,000. Okay, this is $165,000 basically in upfront charged. This is basically $165,000 in upfront money that was charged. That will be charged. Okay, on the back end, we're looking at more than a couple of millions of dollars. With that being said, since that's out the way now, let's go over the first key thing that I learned from sending 1,000 emails per day. And that is really just going to be volume. I would have saved this I would have put this at number 3, but it's really volume. You need to be sending a lot of volume out. You can't really expect to be sending 1 email, 100 emails a day and expect to get these kind of opportunities. Unless you're sending or trying to sell Super Bowl tickets for like $5 to individuals, I mean, you shouldn't expect this kind of response rates from sending a low kind of volume. That's really number 1. I know it's kind of cliche. I wanted to get that out the way, number 1. Okay, number 2 is basically going to be, when it comes to cold emails, you want to make sure you're sending emails that's really straight to the point, something that someone can read and be intrigued and have a sense, or at least want to ask you a question after you send the email to them, you know? Because for the emails, especially the first email, the goal from my perspective should be that it shouldn't be to go ahead and we just want to go ahead and schedule a call with the individual. My goals for the first email is always just try to get a response. Hey, are you interested in this? Hey, do you need this? Hey, what do you think about this? You know, that's always my goal, just to get a response, to get one foot in the door. And a lot of times when they respond, we might even just call them up actually. So with the cold emails, we don't just solely just book calls from the emails. No, when someone responds positively, as soon as they respond and we see it, and especially if we have their phone number or it's within the email, we actually call them up and say, hey, I see your response. You say you wanted more information, and I just want to, of course, make sure I give you specifically what you needed. So in terms of information, what specifically do you need, you know? And sometimes we get feedback from them. Sometimes they just want some generic information. Sometimes they actually want some specific information. And we just give it to them on the phone, and you can actually get them scheduled literally from an email to a call, and then they literally schedule a call. So number 2, that's the second study, is really want to make sure your emails are short and to the point. And you want to, some people say you want to make sure it's at least 150 words or less. I'll be honest with you, I think the emails, if you can, it should be less than 80, because a lot of times the emails, these people will be responding via their phone. So if it's a lot of words, 80 characters alone inside a phone is a lot sometimes, depending on the kind of phone they're using, right? So you want to keep that in mind. And the best way, or the best practice that I'm using right now that's been currently helping me reduce the amount of characters that I use with my cold emails, has been every single day just writing copies. So every single day I take out at least 30 minutes to write a piece of copies or copy every single day. And as crazy as it may sound, without me even really realizing this, my copies have literally went from 200 words, 180 words to now I'm at about 70, 80 words. Sometimes my copies are even as low as, hey, I have this, and that. Do you want it? Literally, like my copies are like literally 3 paragraphs. Just say hey to the person's name, telling them the outcome that I have, and asking if they're interested. As simple as that. And they'll either give me a yes or no, or yes, I'm interested. Let's schedule a call. I can even give you an example right now. My apologies to the people who can't see this, but Right? You look at my inbox right now, like literally, right? I know this is so you can see right here. This someone just said, I'm not interested, thanks, right? So it's simple as that. Some people say, hey, someone even said over here, I know I shouldn't be responding, this is spam, but hey, go ahead and book a call. Someone said, thanks for reaching out, let's meet early next week, right? So obviously the emails short and to the point gets the response because the person that's reading the email can digest it very, very easily without needing to think, oh my God, what the hell are you saying? What is all this gibberish? What is all this hard language? And the easiest way also, that something that you can do to help you with this, the easiest thing that you can do, one of the things that you can do to enable yourself to stray away from writing jargon, cold emails, is by having someone review it. I don't have that luxury. Well, I haven't seeked out that luxury yet. But that's something that you can actually do. Honestly, that would be great because a lot of times you write some copies you think is great, but when someone else looks at it, it's like, what the hell is this? And as soon as that person says, what the hell is this? You know you have a bad copy. If they can read it and be like, oh yeah, I get it, I'll respond to this. You know you have some good kind of copy. A rule of thumb is always you just want to really make sure it's really, really less. Okay. Study number 3 that I got from, and I know I did say I'm going to basically go over 3 things, but I think I'm going to add a 4th thing that just came to my mind. But study number 3 that I got from just sending 1,000 emails per day has really been, when it comes to cold emails, you need to completely remove your emotions. Like any kind of marketing, I guess business in general, you just really need to remove your emotions. It's an iterative process. You need to consistently and constantly test stuff. You need to constantly test variables over and over and over and over. That's just it. Because anybody who's selling you a course on cold emailing, cold calling, whatever the hell it is, that person, you know what they did? They took feedback. They went through an iterative process and consistently and constantly got feedback. That's how they are a quote-unquote master in their space. And now they're selling you the feedback that they were able to extract from the market. So you're just paying for the time that they spent and trying to get the feedback. So when you're sending cold emails for yourself, you have to take that burden of finding what the market wants yourself. No one is doing anything. No one is smarter than you. These people are not better than you in writing copy. They don't wake up with gold. They don't dump gold. I don't want to use foul words here, but no one is better than you at all. We're all equal. The only person that you're better than is the individual who thinks they're better than you. That's it. Write copies every single day, and you need to understand this is an iterative process. You need to constantly iterate, remove your feelings from it. People are saying F off, no thank you. I had a month prior to this, literally. It was just everybody saying no. Like every single email that I had was somebody saying no. And if someone said yes, they were just wondering what the hell I was saying. Right? I had no emotion tied to it. I just knew what I was saying sucked. So I had to change the offer, change whatever I was doing, and go again. Exactly what I did. And thanks to God, thanks to Allah, it's getting better. It's an iterative process. Just keep on doing it. And I guess the 4th study that I really want to add on to this, obviously that I mentioned in the title, is really going to be, and basically the 4th thing that I want to add on to this is, if you're sending cold emails out to a market that's not big, it's very little, and you want to make sure you're not burning a lot of bridges, you can test your hypothesis out by purchasing burner domains. So you can actually just buy domains with some mysterious names and email people and see the kind of responses you get. If people are replying to it, great. Then use your actual domains and blast people with it. If they're not responding, that's one way you go about it right there. Because obviously, people have this dogma, this stigma, this thought process that cold emails don't work. Are you telling me that you don't check your emails? Are you telling me that you don't respond to emails? You stop, you don't respond. Someone literally, I just showed you guys in my inbox, sorry for the people who are listening. Someone just literally said in my inbox, hey, I know I shouldn't respond to spam, but book a time next week. People still respond to emails. And if you need the proof in the pudding, it's right there in front of you. With that being said, this is Robin. Hopefully you derived some value from this. And, look forward to basically providing you with more value. With that being said, peace out.